Welcome everybody to One Guy Who Has Guests On All the Time, and with your host Greg Benson. I'm very excited today, guys. This is a guest I have been trying to get since I was 7 years old. It's been a dream of mine to interview this person. I feel like the greatest in history is probably a little bit too much, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Greatest in history. This person has had a storied career as a commercial actor, as a YouTuber, as a dad, husband, and I don't know, maybe firefighter. I don't know. I didn't do a lot of research, but here he is, everybody. Greg Benson! Hi.
Wow, thank you. The great visual effects also for the people who I guess are watching your podcast. I'm thrilled to be on. Thank you so much, Gary.
It's Craig. And also, could you do me a favor and play some applause? A sound of applause?
I don't know. This is not my podcast. I have no idea what you're talking about.
I figured. I mean, usually a guest comes prepared, but
no. I'm just your guest here. I'm just thrilled to be on your show. Okay. I don't really know how you work it with all your applause. I don't know where your studio audience is.
Okay, fine. We'll put it in post.
Okay.
No, it's Craig. My name's Craig, and this is a podcast. But anyway. Greg, I have prepared questions. I'm very excited for you to be here. I am very excited for you to be a guest on my podcast.
I don't blame you. Listen, it's exciting. Wherever I go, I bring excitement with me.
Well, great. Where's that? Where's that excitement right now?
Well, I left it at the grocery store, but I stopped off to get some eggs, and then I had my excitement in a bag with me. I dropped my bag of excitement. I left it in the produce aisle.
See, that's a problem with having excitement with you everywhere. Then you have to remember to carry it.
I know, and that's what I told my son. He wanted to bring all of his Pokemon cards to school today, and I'm just worried he's going to lose all of them. He would be so sad if he lost all of them. And we would too. Yeah. We paid over $400,000 for those Pokemon cards.
Oh my God, Greg! Do not. Are you in debt for that?
Yeah, we did go. Yeah, absolutely. But listen, when your kid wants a gift, you got to get your kid a gift. What am I going to go cheap on my kid's gift? Get him something at the 99-cent store? Forget about it.
Well, it doesn't have to be that cheap.
But I'm a good dad. Yeah. Like you understand. You're a dad also. You got a son. I mean,
yeah.
You got to take care of your kids. We got to take care of our boys.
Yeah, I have a daughter, but
okay.
Anyway,
well, congratulations. He transitioned.
No. Always been a daughter.
Oh, okay. Just always felt like a daughter. You're saying?
Probably. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it seems like it. Yeah.
Okay, great.
That's so great. It also is a daughter. Yes.
It's just great that you're progressive, you're accepting. Like that's the way all people should be. Just let people do what they wanna do. Let them be what they want to be.
I agree. I absolutely agree.
Great.
So I've prepared some questions for you, Greg. I really want to go deep here.
I'm so excited. I love going deep. Yeah. Speaking of going deep, I had a girlfriend in college.
No, I have a question. I have questions for you, Greg. Right. And that's what, the 8th time you've said that? you referenced your girlfriend in college?
I don't know what you're talking about. I've never been on this show before.
Okay.
I'm so excited.
Anyway. Yeah, great.
What's the name of this podcast? One Guy Who Has Guests All the Time?
Yes, one guy who has guests all the time.
Wow.
Yes.
That's a great
with
great
your host,
name.
Craig Benson.
Yeah. Oh, he's great. I'm a big fan.
That's me, actually.
Oh, great. Excellent. Okay, cool.
So you're not a big fan before when you said
No. I'm a big fan. I didn't realize you changed your name. That's terrific.
To change my name?
Craig? You call yourself Craig now?
Yeah, always did. Yes.
Okay, terrific.
Anyway, so I researched hard and I spent hours writing these questions, and I definitely didn't just ask AI to compile a list of questions for me.
I think I know where this is going.
Well, I mean, these do sound like legitimate questions.
Okay.
So I have questions. Since you have such a multifaceted, storied career, right?
Fauceted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Faucet.
We have
faucet.
We have four. We have 4 sinks in the house.
Yeah, that's right. Multifaceted
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
I have divided the questions into YouTube related, acting related, and ridiculous.
Wow.
So
I'm so excited. I'm thrilled.
And we are just gonna jump around. We're just gonna feel it out. We're just gonna see where it goes. Okay. So here we go.
Jumping
Listen.
around.
Okay.
I like to jump. I like to hop.
Yeah.
I like all those things.
Yeah. Can you share your journey and how you got started as a YouTuber? What motivated you to create content and pursue a career in this field?
Oh my gosh, this is a great question. Is this a true or false question?
It can be, if however you want to answer it.
I'm gonna go false. I'm gonna say false.
Okay.
Is that correct? How many points did I get?
This isn't trivia.
Or is that like a game show?
No, it's not.
I'm just glad we're all learning things about me.
Yeah, we're not, though. We're not at all. As an actor you've worked on various projects across different genres, how do you approach character development, and what techniques or research do you find most valuable in bringing a character to life?
Okay, so what I do is I get a script and it's got the words in it, and I learn the words. And then I go in front of the camera. I stand in front of the camera and I say the words.
Yeah,
that's my acting technique.
I feel like that's a little
David Mamet-ian? Is that a little David Mamet-ian? Is that what you're going to say?
I feel you can say that. I mean, people can do what you describe, but not do it well.
I do it very well. I mean, my secret is I do that, but I do it well. And
Okay,
and listen, if there's anything that I can recommend to new upcoming actors, people who want to act, be sure and act real good.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
if you do that, you'll probably get more work, and then your work will be better.
But you make it sound as if it's just a choice to act good.
Yeah. You should make the choice to act real good.
Okay, but how? How do you do that?
Yeah,
how do you
act exactly. Exactly.
No, how?
Okay.
Greg.
Okay.
Oh my God. Okay. All right. Greg, if you were a tomato, would you prefer to be a ripe one or a green one?
Finally, a good question. Okay, look, I get this question a lot, and I got to tell you something. You ask very good questions.
Okay.
Yeah. What was the question again? What was it?
Well,
it's something about tomatoes. Do I like tomatoes?
Yeah.
I do. I do like tomatoes. Yeah. I had a tomato last night.
You did?
Well, okay.
Just
Look,
a raw tomato, or
yeah, I did. I had a raw tomato. Look, I didn't eat the whole thing though. I shared it with my son. He ate like 3/4 of it, and I ate about a quarter of it.
That's not a lot. I feel like your son didn't share very well.
Well, I wanted him to have most of it. You see, he asked me for a salad, and so I said, okay, what do you want in the salad? And he said, okay, a tomato, and he said carrots, and then another thing which I can't remember. Ice cream or something. I can't remember what the other thing was, but it wasn't.
I feel like we're really getting to know you, Greg.
It wasn't lettuce though. He didn't want any lettuce in his salad.
No lettuce. Definitely not.
No.
Okay. Great. No one wants lettuce or wants to take in any kind of content that has anything to do with lettuce.
He didn't want, and he also didn't want dressing. And I said, what you've got here is it's crudités. It's not really a salad.
Yeah.
And he said, you're crudités. You're not really a salad. And I'm like, well, I mean, you're partially right.
Wow.
I mean, I'm not a salad.
Snarky. That was snarky of him.
Yeah, he's a snarky kid. That's if there's one thing I've taught him, it's how to be snarky.
Great.
What else do you want to know about my career?
Listen, okay. In your opinion, what sets successful YouTubers apart from the rest? What skills or qualities do you think are essential for thriving in the YouTube ecosystem?
Well, it's a two-part question. So the first part is what sets some YouTubers apart from the rest, and I would say probably the smell. Yeah. I'd say that if you have a very pungent odor, people are going to want to set you apart from the rest of the YouTubers, who perhaps don't have such a strong odor. And if there's anything that I can suggest to up and coming YouTubers, if you want to be a team player, you want to be part of the group, what you should do is you should take a shower every morning and use some sort of like a deodorant soap.
Okay.
To really just get yourself clean.
Are you gonna be naked in the shower?
Yeah, I would recommend that, because otherwise, if you're wearing clothing, then you're
naked in the shower.
Oh God, I love when you do that. That's my favorite. Listen, I've listened to every episode of one guy talking and always has guests, and I think you're terrific, and I love when you do that part.
Great,
the sexy voice part's my favorite.
Yeah.
In fact, whenever I listen to the podcast, I'm like, when's he going to do the sexy voice part?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And well, now you know.
And then I'll answer the second part of your question. I think you asked me something about, do I make like a skirt steak with harissa dish?
Yeah.
I have the recipe, but I haven't yet made it. And I understand like it's one of those one sheet pan kind of recipes. And I'm really excited to make it because I hear it's delicious and a little bit spicy.
Okay, moving on. Acting often involves vulnerability and tapping into emotions. How do you prepare yourself mentally and emotionally for intense or challenging scenes? Are there any specific methods or exercises you find helpful in connecting with your characters on a deeper level?
Well, yeah, like if I have to be really sad, I'll think about like something that's like super sad, like say Charles Manson dying alone in prison, and I just feel so bad. For him, just dying alone all by himself, and the tears will just start rolling. You have to be able to think of something that you personally can identify with that makes you emotional.
Why do you have a personal connection with Charles Manson?
Well, I'm a big Beach Boys fan. I mean, not big, but I think they're pretty good. I think they're okay. I'm not really a big Beach Boys fan. Yeah, and apparently Dennis Wilson back in the early 70s was friends with Charles Manson.
Oh, so that sounds like you're a really big Beach Boys fan then.
No. I read a book that was written by Lindsey Buckingham's ex-girlfriend. Lindsey Buckingham of Fleetwood Mac, and apparently he used to hang out at Dennis Wilson's house, and every once in a while Charles Manson would come over.
Okay, so but why would that make you care about Charles Manson? I mean, just being a Beach Boys fan, does that mean you have to like everything that the Beach Boys like?
No, what I'm saying is I'm a casual Beach Boys listener. I don't love everything the Beach Boys did. Some of their songs were really beautiful. I'm not a huge Beach Boys fan,
but I like some of their.
All I'm saying Craig. Look, I didn't come on your show to argue with you. All I'm saying is some of their songs were pretty good.
Yeah, I understand, but we're kind of that's a little off topic from the Charles Manson aspect of what we're talking about.
You asked me about Charles Manson. What am I supposed to say?
No, I didn't. I asked you how to tap into emotions.
Your question was, Greg, how do you feel about Charles Manson? And I just let you know what I knew.
Even if that was my question, it's unacceptable that you are sad about Charles Manson being alone. That's unacceptable.
I didn't say I was sad about him being alone. You're putting words in my mouth.
Okay.
I'm saying it's something I could connect with emotionally as an actor, and use those bits and pieces so that emotions come from my heart.
Yeah. So Charles Manson's in your heart, is what you're saying.
No, you're putting words in my mouth. Listen, Craig, I didn't come on this show to be attacked.
Here's what I think happened. I feel like you've revealed too much about your love of Charles Manson, and now you're trying to backpedal a little bit.
I do not love Charles Manson.
Okay. Right.
In fact, I'm going to go so far as to say that I think that Charles Manson was a bad person.
Wow.
I think he did things which were unnecessary.
Unnecessary is a not strong enough word. I feel like unnecessary to accomplish what?
I think he was naughty. Can I just say that? Right. He's been a naughty boy.
That's not strong enough, Greg. That's just not.
You don't think so? No. I don't know. Listen, if I were to call my son naughty, he would be upset for like a week.
That's true, but he's 7 years old.
Yeah. Well, hey, listen. Was Charles Manson not once 7 years old?
And also, maybe it's a little more appropriate because your son is nothing like Charles Manson, as far as I can tell.
Isn't it weird, by the way, that Marilyn Manson, who took the name Manson because he thought it was cool or something, isn't it weird that he also turned out to be kind of a bad guy? Like, or not even kind of, like apparently pretty bad guy.
It's not that weird. It's a kind of, I mean, you didn't want that to happen, but looking back, it's like, yeah, it seems kind of obvious now, doesn't it?
Yeah.
A guy who took the name Manson in honor of Charles Manson.
Yeah. That's, I mean, right there, I feel like that would be a clue.
It would be. I mean, back then you'd be like, "Oh, he's just playing with the media by taking the name Charles Manson, making some sort of ironic joke." But nope, turns out no.
Nope, turns out foreshadowing.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, anyway, Greg, have you ever tried juggling flaming penguins?
Yeah, sure.
You have?
Absolutely. I killed over 400 penguins.
Oh my God.
And a baby seal.
What?
The baby seal, though, wasn't my fault.
Oh, why not?
You started
it. How? What happened?
I don't want to get into it.
Let's get into it. Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to get into it. It's a long story, but he had it coming.
Greg, YouTube has evolved significantly over the years. How have you adapted? How have you adapted to these changes, and what advice do you have for content creators who are looking to navigate the platform successfully?
See, now that is a great question. I'm going to answer this one seriously. It has changed over the years, and it's gotten much more difficult to become a success on YouTube. So what I did was I abandoned it, and I gave up. And that's what I would recommend to everyone who's thinking of starting a YouTube career. Go ahead and give up right now before you start. It will save you a lot of work, a lot of trouble, and a lot of heartache.
Hey, that's some pretty good advice. Although I didn't give up. I accidentally kept going.
Oops.
Yeah.
Oopsie,
but I have nothing.
Oopsie doopsie, as you like to say.
I don't have like commercial auditions I can go to around here, you know.
You should. You should go find some.
Okay. Also, I'm still enjoying it, Greg. I'm still enjoying it.
Oh, that's great. Good.
It's not the same as it was in the old days, but I'm still enjoying it.
Hey, listen, what is the same as it was in the old days? Breathing?
Craft cheese.
Craft cheese. You're right. Yeah. You're right. It was horrible back many, many years ago, and it's horrible now. Is this episode sponsored by Kraft Cheese? Did I just upset your sponsor?
Thank you for the transition. Kraft Cheese. It was horrible then. It's horrible now. In your stores, go buy some and shove it in your face, you piece of shit. Okay.
Wow, I love your ads. So let me ask you something. When you say Kraft cheese, are you referring to those American cheese slices that are individually wrapped in plastic?
In general, like you can get blocks of cheese too, you know.
I don't feel that cheese should be individually wrapped in plastic, and I feel that's a warning sign. They're kind of like the Twinkies of cheese.
Kraft singles are terrible. I mean,
they're awful. It's not even cheese, and the fact that it's called American cheese. That's the worst thing right there about being American.
That's right.
Oh, that and the guns and the school shootings. But besides that, it's the cheese. Like cheese is a close second.
Yeah. It is not. It's pretty far down the list, I would say, as far as the problems with America. But my point is, it hasn't changed. It's the same.
Yeah, just like Twinkies.
Last I checked. And Twinkies.
Just like Twinkies.
Yeah. That's going to be on your tombstone, just like Twinkies, right? Here lies Greg Benson.
It's not even going to say here lies Greg Benson. It's just going to say just like Twinkies.
Yeah.
That's all it's going to say.
And then people will be like, is that a command? You want me to like Twinkies?
It's just like the Nike thing. Just do it just like Twinkies.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Greg?
Yeah.
Throughout your acting career, have there been any particular roles or performances that have had a profound impact on you personally?
Nope.
Great.
No, you know why? Because acting is like when kids play make-believe. You're just making stuff up.
That's true. But some actors seem to be deeply affected by their performances.
Yeah, that's too much trouble.
Well, Greg, maybe if you delved a little deeper into your work.
I mean, I did do one. I did have one part like that, but I'm not going to talk about that here because it's not funny. Isn't this a funny podcast?
Yeah, well, sometimes a little bit of realness in there makes the funny even funnier. You know?
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, okay.
Greg?
Yeah.
Do you believe that unicorns exist and secretly control the stock market? This is an AI-generated question.
You know, I get asked this question a lot.
Oh, okay.
And my answer is always the same. No. No, I don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that does it, folks. This has been one guy with a bunch of guests, and it's been a pleasure getting to know Greg.
Thank you. It's a pleasure for me. Is this where you break away for the that Patreon only bonus section that you always do?
Yes, now is the time for the. Well, I don't know. Is it the time? How long?
I know it's your show.
Oh, well, yeah. And now it's time for the Patreon only section, starting now.
Wow.
This portion of Two Guys Talking About Lettuce has been edited out for your listening inconvenience. If you wish to hear the complete, unedited version with the bonus talking, be sure to visit patreon.com/Two Guys Talking About Lettuce. And now, back to the edited, not as good version of the podcast.
And that's the end of the Patreon only section. Greg, what did you just put on your lips? What is that? What happened?
It wasn't what I put on my lips. It was who I put on my lips.
Oh, who are you wearing on your lips, Greg?
Film director Terrence Malick.
What?
Yeah.
How does that work? How does that work?
I don't know, man. I don't have all the answers. You know.
Now, does Terrence Malick?
I just go along in life, and I'm just like, what's next? Let's see what's next. I feel like that's what everybody should do.
Yeah, but I don't think that would lead to putting film director Terrence Malick on your lips. How?
It sure did for his wife.
I suppose. Yeah. Well, do you think that's how she landed Terrence Malick? She
I guess
said, I'm just gonna go with the flow.
Yep.
See what happens.
Yeah, just see what happens.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, look, Terrence Malick's on my lips.
Let me ask you something. Something, Craig. If I'm allowed to ask you questions on your show.
Sure. Are we still doing that? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Oh, see, now I forgot what it was.
What's your favorite? This is funny because this was a question I prepared. What's your favorite Terrence Malick film?
I have no idea what he's directed. Let me just get on the internet here.
Okay.
imdb.com space Terrence Malick.
Tree of Life.
Okay.
Heaven. What is it? Heaven.
All right,
Days of Heaven. Days of Heaven's pretty good. I like that.
So apparently he has directed 17 films.
Yeah. Most of them like recently, I think.
His first feature film was Badlands in 1973.
Yes. Which I haven't seen. I haven't seen, Greg.
Whoa, are you ready for a big surprise?
What's that?
Badlands is the only movie of his I've seen. I have not seen Days of Heaven, The Thin Red Line,
folks.
The New World, The Tree of Life, To the Wonder, Night of Cups, Voyage of Time. I haven't seen any of these.
This is the big surprise, guys. Bombshell exclusive here on Craig Benson has guests on, or whatever this is called. Exclusive.
Wow.
Greg's only seen one Terrence Malick film.
Yeah, I saw Badlands. So I guess
that's the name of this podcast. This one with special guest. No, that's not the name of this one. Because we got to have special guest Greg Benson in the
Of
title
course,
somehow.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess Badlands is my favorite. Just really out of I'm just because it's the only one. It stars Martin Sheen and Sissy Spacek and Warren Oates.
Mm-hmm.
They play murderers.
Great spoiler.
Oh yeah, well it's not really a spoiler. I mean that's just what they do. That's just what that's who they are.
Well, I've never seen Badlands. I've seen Days of Heaven, and I've seen Thin Red Line, and those were good. And that's it.
Yeah. Okay, well I'm glad we could talk
Greg,
about that. Yeah.
if you could be any inanimate object for a day, what would you choose and why?
Any inanimate object. Now, inanimate means that it's not animate, correct?
Yes.
An
Not
object
animate.
means it's a thing.
Everyone knows what object means.
Yeah.
Yes.
And for a day means like a 24-hour period, or just means like starting in the morning one day and then ending in the evening? How do you mean?
I feel like that it's got to be 24 hours.
24-hour period. Exactly 24 hours. And I have to be
like,
an inanimate object?
Yes.
I would choose
I thought you were going to ask, what do you mean by if?
Oh, wait a minute. No, I know exactly what I would choose.
Oh.
I would choose an airplane.
Okay. Why?
Because then I could fly around in the air. And I think that'd be pretty cool.
You'd have people inside you.
Yeah, well, what else is new?
Oh, Greg. Well, I have other questions, but I don't really want to ask them.
Okay, so are we just going to sit in silence for the next 20 minutes?
Well, I feel like you're not opening up, Greg. You're not really telling me. I want to see the real Greg. I want the real Greg.
All right.
Yeah.
My dad died at age 58. I was 29 years old, and he had leukemia, and he died of chronic myelogenous leukemia. He had a bone marrow transplant.
By open up, real Greg, I don't mean.
And I was very sad because I loved him very much.
It doesn't have to be sad. It doesn't have to be sad.
I'm sorry. Am I not opening up the way that you wanted me to? Did you have some sort of agenda in the way that you wanted me to open up?
I feel as though you planned to be outraged in this very moment.
I'm not outraged. I'm not outraged.
Yeah.
I was just opening up. I thought you wanted me to open up about something like something real. That's about as real as it gets. Me losing my dad.
That's very sad. I'm sorry. Man.
He was a good man.
Yeah. That's sad.
All right. Listen, it was a long time ago. Time ago. We're not laughing at the fact that I lost my father. We're not laughing at that. We're laughing at the irony.
I'm laughing at the intentional weaponization of that story that you used just now. It forced an awkward moment.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. There you go. No. I'll tell you anything. What else do you want to know? You want to know about my divorce?
Sure. Yeah.
I was married before. A long time ago. Yeah.
Yeah. So is that fun or?
Is going through a divorce fun? No, I'd say she was naughty.
Now naughty in the way Charles Manson's naughty?
Kinda.
Yeah.
I mean, without the murder.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. Because that's like the worst bit, I think.
Yeah.
You seen that movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed it. Yeah. I auditioned for that movie.
You did? Which part? Charles Manson?
A part that was not in the movie.
Oh,
I auditioned for, you know how the Tarantino movies, they I think all or almost all of them, they reference a brand of cigarettes. I forget what it's called, like Red Apple cigarettes or something like that.
Yeah.
It's just a recurring thing that he has in all of his films. And I auditioned for, and maybe it was in the movie and I just missed it, but the commercial spokesperson for, and I forget if it's called Red Apple cigarettes or if it's something else. I think it's Red Apple, but I could be wrong.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I auditioned for the commercial spokesperson for the fake cigarette ad.
Yeah. And it wasn't in.
I didn't get it. And I didn't see it in the movie. I wanted to see who got it.
Maybe after your performance, they were like, we don't want this in the movie.
That usually happens.
Greg, because it's too good. Because we
Whoa.
don't want to outshine
Whoa.
whoever, Brad something and Leo something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bradley Cooper.
Yeah. Bradley Cooper and Leonardo da Vinci. Yeah.
Bradley Cooper, I tell you that guy really has turned into one of our best actors, I think. Like you start off, you're like, oh, it's just a guy. There's a guy who's good.
Just a guy.
Turns out he's excellent.
Did you ever see the show Alias?
No, I never saw Alias.
First, 2 seasons. He's just a dude in the show. Just a dude. Just like her boyfriend or something that you see every once in a while. And he's just a random. You would not look at the guy and be like, "This is going to be one of our great actors." You just wouldn't think that.
I think that's fascinating about actors. That happens sometimes. Like I remember when Kim and I first noticed Colin Farrell on the scene, and we're like, "Who's this guy? Why is this guy getting?" Same with Mark Ruffalo. Why is this guy getting stuff? And then Mark Ruffalo and Colin Farrell both turn out to be outstanding actors.
Yeah. Huh.
But at the beginning, we're like, I don't know if I get it. And then they turn out to be great.
Yeah, so if you're a listener, if you feel like you are a loser, you don't get yourself, maybe someday you're gonna be one of our great actors.
Yeah, just get the lead role in some big movies, and then show the world your talent. If that's one thing that I can suggest to new actors, get lead roles in really big movies and show the world your talent.
Yeah.
I remember when I moved out to LA, people who weren't in the business would say things like, well, you should get on soap operas because they need actors every day. They're making television shows. Call them up. You should get on the show. Like that's what you do when you're out here.
Yeah.
So I called them up. So I called them up and I got on the show.
You did?
Yeah.
Which show?
Young and the Restless. I was on it for a few years.
Yeah.
I did about 3 years on The Young and the Restless.
Do you watch soap operas?
I don't, except when I have an audition, which I have recently. I've auditioned for General Hospital, which I actually did one day on General Hospital a long, long time ago, but then I auditioned for a different role. And then Days of Our Lives, which I've never worked on, but I did watch an episode of each before auditioning. Just to sort of get into the rhythm. Mm-hmm. The rhythm of the saints, as they say.
Did you, when you moved out here, did you have a big dream? Did you have a big goal? One big goal?
No, I just wanted to work. I just like working as an actor because I just think it's fun. I like to be on sets, and I just like to work. This is a real answer. Never really had the goal of being a star because I have my first cousin was a huge star in the 70s and 80s. And I saw how.
Who's that? Jack Nicholson?
No, that would be Robbie Benson. Robbie Benson. And as a kid, I saw how he lost all of his privacy in public and how it was just challenging in a number of ways that I never really thought about. And I have always sort of valued my privacy, so I've always liked my sort of low level of success, low enough that I don't get bothered in public. And if I do, it's just in a very friendly way from people who watch my YouTube videos, and high enough so that I'm, making a living as an actor.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted. No huge dreams, no huge goals.
Well, that's great. See, I want wild fame and success. That's what I want.
All right. Well, you're going to get it. You're going to get it,
obvious.
And you are going to hate it.
Obviously, that's what I want, deciding to live in Madison, Wisconsin.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. The entertainment capital of the world.
Yeah. Greg, I tricked you into giving a real answer. And
yeah. I don't know if you tricked me.
That's how we do it on Craig Has Guests.
Man, you are tricksy. You are tricksy and false. No, I feel like I wasn't really tricked. I felt like I just wanted to give you a real answer.
That was the trick. I wanted to make you want to give me the answer.
And I'm gonna do you one more.
Okay.
I give you one more real answer if you want. You get one more real answer.
Just one? No, we're having a conversation here. We're having a conversation here, Greg. This is just a flowing conversation.
Is that the question? We're having a conversation here, Greg?
No. That's not the question.
Okay.
The question is, do you where do you see it going from here?
Forward.
Your career.
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
Where do I see my career going from here? Again, this kind of goes back to like a lot of people make goals. I've never been a person who makes goals, so I just like to ride the horse in the direction it's already going.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
So you're gonna ride horses?
No. I don't mean I want to ride an actual horse. In fact, I would prefer to never ride a horse again. I hope I never have to ride a horse again.
Yeah.
Because that's a big animal. And boy, if they don't want you on their backs, they'll just run under a tree and it'll knock you right off by the chest.
Yeah, that's why I like my car. My car's never tried to knock me off.
And also, cars are perfectly safe.
Yeah, there's nothing ever bad ever happens with a car.
Nope.
So that was your real answer? You're just you're just going. You're just going. You're gonna keep auditioning and getting roles?
Yeah. I mean, I did the thing where, people say you have to make your own luck, you have to make your own projects. I did that, and that was fun and successful, and it was also an awful lot of work, and I kind of don't want to do that anymore. So at least for now, I'm just hanging out. I audition for things. I go work on TV shows and movies and have a nice time. And that's pretty much it. I just want to enjoy my life.
Wow.
And to me, family is more important than career.
That's great.
I know
Greg,
that to you, career is more important.
I don't want anything to be enjoyable. It's all about the numbers. It's all about the bottom line.
Right.
Family is something I accidentally have.
I mean, to you,
in my way. You know?
It's like a necessity, or it's something that it's like an obligation to you, right? Your family is like an obligation.
It's an obligation. Like, well, I should probably have a family.
Yeah.
And also heartbreaking loneliness was a problem, so I had to figure out a cure for that.
Yeah.
So
I don't care for heartbreaking loneliness. I find it depresses me.
Yeah, so then I got a family, took care of that, but now they're just in my way. I'm trying to have the career,
Yeah, you're guys, I'm trying to sit in front of my computer here.
Yeah,
and you're coming over, giving me kisses on my face.
Yeah,
you know,
you've already served your purpose. I don't feel the loneliness anymore. So let's just keep a distance. Thank you.
I'm so glad we're finally talking about this.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to ask any more questions because I know you're not going to give me a real answer anymore.
But I might though. I might decide to give you another real answer.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. So, what do you have? What sort of projects are you most proud of? Are you proud of your television acting? Are you proud of your commercial acting? You're proud of your YouTube channel?
I think when it comes to which projects I'm most proud of, I am most proud of the comedy sketches that I wrote and directed and performed in for my YouTube channel. I love the comedy sketches the most. Look, a real answer.
What? You did it. That's because it was such a great question, right?
It was an excellent question. Does it make the show better when I give real answers or when I give silly answers? Which makes the show better?
I think it's a mixture. I think it's, yeah.
Leave them guessing, as they say.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So why you're most proud of those things? Probably because they're the things that you controlled, I suppose.
Yeah, but also they're the things that I created from scratch, just sitting down, when I don't know if you've ever written a script, but when you do, you sit down and there's just a white page in front of you, or if you've turned on night mode, you got a black page with white type. But basically the page is blank is what I'm trying to say. That's the important thing I'd like to convey here. The page is blank. And it's
pretty
up
obvious.
to you.
It's been pretty obvious since the beginning.
It's up to you to think of things and to type them out with your fingers, or you could dictate if you really want to. But I don't recommend that for writing a script.
No,
you should use your fingers and a script writing application.
Yeah. Have you tried using AI to write a script?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have?
Yeah.
Yeah. And how'd that go for you?
It's surprisingly good. You look at it and you're like, oh boy, we have got a lot to worry about when it comes to AI. So basically, I have given AI premises and characters and said, write a comedy sketch about this. And then it does, and I'm like, well, the sketch is not yet funny, but as I've said before, it is easier to rewrite than it is to write. So you take that script, you pop it in a script writing program, and then just start changing it around. I like where this character's going. I don't like where this character's going. This is not the type of dialogue that this guy would have, and then you just rewrite until it's something. You could also ask AI like ChatGPT to write a script for you, and then you could go. You could say redo it, but this time the character like has a llama that they ride around on, and the other guy, his face is covered in blood, and then just see what happens. You just. I mean, I've tried it briefly, and it is incredible how it formats it pretty well, and then you can see like the most average, dull version of what you have in your head for a scene. Or or whatever you want it to write. It's very formulaic. It sticks to a formula, and but it's fascinating that it just spews it out for you in like 20 seconds. That is even less than that.
Very helpful, because then you can go back and rewrite it.
Exactly.
I'm so much better. I feel much more comfortable when I'm critiquing something. When I'm like, this is wrong. I feel more comfortable pointing out what is wrong. You know?
Yeah. Well, point out what's wrong with me. Let's hear you. Like, come on. Okay. If you're comfortable with that, point it out.
I feel like that's what I do with this whole podcast. That's my role.
Go ahead. Let's hear it. Let's hear your top 5 things you don't like about Greg Benson.
You know what? There's a bit of a wrinkle in one of your sleeves of your shirt. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm getting kind of sick of seeing that pinball machine. Like, get a different pinball machine behind you.
Okay. I'm going to get that out of here. All right. That's 2.
Okay. And, that face you're making, you should be making that face all the time. Like,
okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And maybe some new headphones. Those look a little old. Okay. They look. How old are those?
1,700 years old.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like artifacts.
That's about 1,700 years old. I bought them on eBay.
Okay.
They were ancient antiques.
Okay.
Cost me $1.3 million.
And you know what? I feel like you probably couldn't dunk a basketball on a 10-foot hoop. And that's
No, you're right. You're right. I cannot dunk a basketball unless I've got a 12-foot ladder.
Okay. See, I wish you could do it with an 11-foot ladder. So those are the things. Those are the things that are wrong with you.
Wow. Okay. This is good. This is good. I love how you tried to name things that are wrong with me without offending me. You didn't want to offend me, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
You didn't just say like, number 1, you're an asshole. You didn't do that. You did it with respect, and I appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, because I feel like usually I'm doing the other thing. I'm being the jerk.
You know what, Craig? Yeah. I appreciate you so much that when you come to visit me, which I know you're next month, I know you're coming out here, I'm going to take you to a Mexican restaurant, and the chips and salsa are on me. Okay?
Wow.
Yeah. You can have as much chips and salsa as you want.
Usually at a Mexican place, it's free. So is it free at this place?
I mean, it might be. I don't really know. Yeah. I don't really know. I don't know what they charge for things. All I'm saying is, as much chips and salsa as you want, it's on me. And if you want a drink or whatever, they've got really good ice water. You can have as much ice water as you want.
Maybe we should get sushi instead. What about sushi?
Then you could treat to sushi, and I'll treat to the chips and salsa and the ice water.
That's not what I'm saying.
So whatever you want. Yeah. If you want to keep it balanced. Well, I mean, I think you're going to be here for a week, so I think we're going to have more than one meal. So I got the Mexican chips and salsa and the water. You got the sushi. This seems fair to me. So
no. What about like tacos? Could you make the tacos on you?
I mean, normally when someone offers, to give you something, like if someone's giving you a gift, you don't go, "Hey, thanks for the gift. Could I have more gift? Could you give me more gift?"
No. I tell you what.
I want more gift.
Not the chips and salsa. Just one gift, tacos.
Look, I've offered you one thing. It's like weird. It's like if someone says like, "Oh, I'm going to pay your college tuition," you go like, "Yeah, listen, thanks for that, but could I have an airplane instead?" You know, like,
Wow.
I mean, that's,
wow.
Honestly, it's just kind of weird. Like, someone's offered to pay your entire college tuition. Do you know how expensive college tuition is, Craig?
Greg,
it's very expensive.
Here's what's happening, Greg.
What's happening?
You are making it sound like you're giving me a gift, but all you're doing is enjoying free chips and salsa with me. That's it.
That sounds great. I love chips and salsa.
Yeah, but you won't be giving it to me.
I know a place.
It's free. Water is free as well.
I know a place where the chips and salsa are terrific.
I mean, that's great. Taking me to a place you could have just stopped there. You didn't have to say the chips and salsa was on you. You know,
I'm just letting you know it's not going to cost you anything.
I don't mind paying for my meal.
Great.
I don't want you parading around.
You pay for the rest of it then. I'll get the chips and salsa and the water.
Yeah.
You pay for the rest of it.
I don't want you parading around like you're being charitable. That's the thing, because you're not.
No. Look, I know you're not a charity case. You're just a friend that I am being generous with. That's all.
Yeah,
it's not. It's not charity. I'm being generous with you because I like you.
I understand, and I like you too. And I would love to go to a Mexican restaurant and to bring out free chips and salsa and free water.
You got it. That's what I'm offering you.
We enjoy a meal together.
That's what I'm offering you. It's going to be great. I get the chips and salsa and the water. You get everything else. It's going to be awesome. And then when we're done,
I get everything else,
and we're all full of Mexican food. Then we're going to go get sushi.
Okay.
Well.
First of all, too much food. Secondly, now I'm paying for the rest of the meal at the Mexican place.
Yeah. Well, what do you want me to get the whole thing? I've already made a generous offer to you. And look, you could just
if this were a place that charged for chips and salsa, the whole rest of the meal would cost more than the chips and salsa.
All right, then why don't you just fill up on chips and salsa and not order anything else? It's not my fault that you are a glutton. You know what I mean?
Okay. What's happening?
It's not my fault that you lay around like a sloth.
Okay,
Greg. And then when you go to a restaurant, just gluttony everywhere. Gluttony over here. Gluttony over there.
Now you're just insulting. Why are you insulting me? What's happening?
All I'm saying is I offered you something nice, and you're making a big deal out of it.
Greg Benson, everybody. Thank you for being on my podcast.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for having me, Gary. It's been great to meet you.
Yeah, it's been we've had a full conversation, and you know that my name is Craig, and I'm visiting you later in a month or so.
That's awesome.
And
am I going to be your guest on the next episode too? This was super fun.
No.
No?
This is all a bit because this is a podcast that we both do.
Oh, right. I remember that. Yeah, something about cabbage.
Yeah, two guys talking about lettuce.
And there goes the theme song. That's all you had to say. Thank you, everybody, for listening to two guys talking about how Craig created another fake podcast about having a guest on all the time, but it wasn't really that. It was really just the lettuce show.
If we can title a show with that many words, we should.
I wish we could. All right, we'll be back next week with a regular episode that you will enjoy much more than this one.
This one was great.
It was fantastic, wasn't it? And I liked yours last week also. That was great.
Yeah, they were good. This one didn't have enough applause, though.
Oh, there it goes. There's the applause. Bye-bye, everybody.
Hey, bye.